Right, so welcome to this meeting of the Infrastructure Committee. We haven't had a meeting since May, I think, so it's good to get together again. We've got councillors Ferguson, Tucker, Glenning and Cox in the room, and Councillor Smith, deputy mayor, is online, I think. That's correct. And yes, yeah, good, thanks, Clinton. So no apologies received today. Declaration of conflict of interest. Are there any conflicts of interest to declare? No, no matters lying on the table. No public forum today. Confirmation of the agenda. The agenda is to be confirmed without additional alteration. Do we have someone to move? Thank you, Fer. Second. Thank you, Nikki. Thanks. That is carried. All in favour? Aye. Carried. Don't we get too many about that. Confirmation of minutes of the Infrastructure Committee meeting held on the 16th of May 2024. Resolution is that the minutes of the 16th May meeting be confirmed as a true and correct record. Second. Councillor Tucker, Councillor Glenning, second. And all in favour? Aye. Carried. Thank you. Right, item 1, Queenstown package, formerly NZUp, traffic control devices. Just bring Lewis and Bruce up to the table. Yeah, so the report's author is Mr. Lewis Grant, immediate civil engineer. Mr. Grant will be presenting the report. This is for those of you, Mr. Lewis. Hi. And Bruce from the lines. So I'll hand over to you to present the report. Thank you.
All right, I'm Lewis. I'm a civil engineer at QLDC in the engineering team. And this is Bruce.
Bruce Gibson, so I'm the Alliance and design manager for the Water Garden Franklin.
Yeah, we're here to present the Queenstown package TCD report. We're asking for approval to proceed to public consultation today. I assume we can take the report as read, and we're here to answer any questions you may have.
Very good, thank you. Are there any questions?
Here's highlighted in the room. I'm trying to work out. Don't you have little markers for where the traffic lights are going? Or I missed something.
I don't think it's shown on that plan. The intersections that are signalised are the Joe O'Connell and State Highway 6 intersection, the State Highway 6, State Highway 6A intersection, and the intersections further down State Highway 6 by the bus hub.
So this report covers everything, road markings and signs.
Yeah, there's a couple of traffic control devices, so it's road marking.
Oh, okay, so not traffic.
Traffic signals aren't required to go through the TCD process.
Okay. So just going back to Mr. Chair, back Hanson Road, I see the road in there, just for my education. You've got a road coming in the Hanson Road. There's a bit of, I guess there's a fair bit of activity. I don't know what sort of traffic count are you expecting on the road, because they're going to come out there. Are they going to left turn only? Is that correct?
In the interim, yeah. So that's kind of interim arrangement between this is stage 1 and stage 2, which will continue towards Hawthorne Drive. So in stage 2, that would get traffic signals.
Oh, okay.
So it's just where the job split and around the funding that's currently available.
Right. So when you say stage 2, is that at a time when Hawthorne Drive roundabout or current road roundabout to become signalised?
Correct, yes.
Right. So at that point in time, this Hanson Road little dog leg would become signalised as well. Is that right?
Yes.
You can be able to turn right out of it.
Yep.
Right. Because I had a question about that. So I had seen this arrangement in the past, but we had a more recent NTTA briefing, which the plan they showed us, and that had it back to a standard intersection where Hanson Road is now with Joe O'Connell Drive. I took it from that meeting, it was back in May, that things had reverted back to that standard sort of intersection arrangement rather than 2 separate intersections.
Yes, there's been some, the Alliance has recognised some opportunity around doing some changes to that original layout. So we're just been working on that now. So this is kind of the latest.
Right.
There's opportunity there to get some benefits, particularly around public transport priority.
Right.
By making this kind of interim layout change.
Thank you.
which really has no,
I'm sorry, I'm the
Sorry,
more
I
confusion
jumped
here.
in there.
So wait, let's go to the Joe Connell then. That's going to be signalised eventually.
with stage one, yes.
Okay, but that, you're not going to have the fourth leg over the Hanson Road there anymore. Is that
No.
right? You're going to have another set of lights further down for the Hanson Road.
Yes, so you end up with two opposed signalised intersections, which are more
Okay,
efficient than a
is that right?
four-arm intersection.
So just knowing that that's all part of the approved.
Yeah, no, it's just really for education and information. Sorry, I'm not trying to redesign it. I'm just trying to understand it. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a more efficient layout than the crossroads.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I did any transportation and traffic engineering, but I've sort of struggled to agree with that personally, I guess, but without having more in-depth knowledge of intersection design, it's hard to argue.
Yes, there's reports and everything through the business case, etc.
Right. Yeah.
That go into a lot of detail around that. So yeah,
It's so mentioned when that's not the topic of this
No.
meeting today anyway, but yeah. Lyle, have you got anything?
No, I'm not.
Quentin, you put your hand up there.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just wanted to clarify a few things. So we're not the RCA here. So, and we're not delivering the project. So the project's being delivered by NZTA, or the Alliance via NZTA, to be correct. We haven't provided any options in the report. We haven't been given any alternatives, but we're going out to consult on changes that we don't have any control over to our, what are we actually consulting on?
We are consulting on what you've got in front of you. It's a
But we
process,
don't, we're not the RCA, we're not the RCA
but it
for
is.
most of it. We are for small parts of it, for the side streets and stuff, but we're not the RCA for the state highway. I'm just confused as to what we're actually consulting or what we're even asking of our community here, because we haven't provided any alternative outcomes.
So just to try and clarify that, as the report notes, it's a joint consultation. I'm assuming because we're actually talking about road markings on state highway, but also on our local roads, so they're integrated apart from there. There are no other options because this is what's being proposed in terms of line markings. I'm assuming that people may make submissions around where they disagree with particular locations of line markings, but it's been asked about that line marking. What's unclear about that, sorry.
Does our bylaw cover the state highway?
Does for bus stops and bus shelters, yes.
I'm going to speak up a bit, Reece, too. Speak up a bit.
Sorry, did you hear that?
That it covers bus stops and bus shelters on the state highway, but nothing else?
And the local road stuff, yes.
And the local roads on the sides. But in terms of consultation resulting in a different outcome, is there any different outcome that could occur through consultation?
I mean, the consultation is, we're looking for significant unforeseen issues that may occur with the design. So anything like a median island blocking an access way, or perhaps the car parking as it's laid out may conflict with vehicle tracking or something like that, but also the public will have the opportunity to speak on parking time restrictions or anything really for the local roads and bus stops.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that clear in here about time restrictions? Just in terms of that people would understand that you want feedback on that?
So there's no proposed changes at the moment. It's proposed as is currently existing.
Yeah.
However, local businesses have spoken about it previously, and if there are comments about that, they'll be reviewed, but there are no changes to it.
I just wonder if, because from my perspective, you understand more than I do about, I'm quite happy with this and going up to consultation and looking at issues. My concern is it clear what the scope of the consultation is? Do people understand what they can give feedback on? And I just, look, I might have missed it because we had a really big day today. But if there's nothing in there about being able to comment on timeframes and things, it'd be great to just add that as a line into the letters and so on, just so it's clear that you will take those comments on board. That's all I would say. I'm just and maybe the other thing would be I don't know, if there's a lot of interest and we get a lot of attention, it might be worth putting on a discussion session where we don't have to do letters and just thinking about ways of consulting, and if people feel it's too much to kind of grapple with. I'm not sure that will be the case.
We have done through the design process and even through the business case, a lot of consultation, and with particularly focused on the businesses, and we've had drop-in sessions and we've been to meet them.
Got it, okay.
etc. So there's been a lot of
Consultation.
There's been a lot of pre-stuff for this, so it shouldn't be a surprise.
Okay.
We'll kind of
That's
see
great.
if this is there's some opportunity to provide the formal feedback around the park.
Thank you.
Just want to ask a question about the one-way south of Frankton Village. It looks like the parking on the left-hand side of the road is going back the other way.
Yeah, so that's reverse angle parking. So it's not common in New Zealand, but the reason that's there is if you have a look, there's some cycle chevrons on the one-way street. So cyclists heading down Grey Street towards State Highway will be on road. So obviously it's safer if vehicles are driving towards cyclists on the roads rather than reversing into the road.
Correct. And in terms of signage to educate people on that, is there, I guess, just more vertical signage that we won't see on a map? Or
Yeah, there'll be signage which has reverse angle parking depicted on it. Yes. Yeah. Cool.
Mr. Chair, picking up on Councillor Glading, on page 19 and the
Yeah.
consultation documents.
Yeah.
I think it does, I appreciate there's a lot of material here, but does look at what's already been decided on and what
Yeah.
this is consulting about. It is clear around the signs and markings. As opposed to the whole thing, so it's clear enough in terms of what we're consulting.
It was just whether adding in the timeframes was a thing, because I thought that was interesting here, but otherwise, yeah, I was quite happy with, I thought you done a good job.
So just to go back to that, all the time limits on the parking spaces will stay much as they are currently, just the number of spaces is.
I propose to stay the same, but yeah, we've already had initial feedback from the businesses that'd like to change some of those timings, so we'll just kind of collect that all together.
Yes.
But I think also, I don't think the time limits for individual parking would be covered by this. It's markings of the sites, but then over time it may change. We've got the ability to change anyway as a road compliant authority. So I think the time limits will always, we can modify those without this process. As I understand, this is about the overall layout of the signs, the markings that reflect the already decided on design. So, yeah.
Yeah, through the chair, I don't know whether this is the right forum or the right people, so I was taking some guidance from Tony and the chair. And looking at the maps, it looks like a giant game of snakes and ladders to me. So I'd appreciate at some point if somebody can share information around how the phasing system works. And
The phasing of the
lights, yeah, might be for something later on. But
might be
just
10 minutes or so, we might be able to cover that off.
So it can help us understand how the phasing system is going to assist in whatever way it does out there, and how we can pass it on to the.
It's possibly a technical session,
Yeah,
on its own.
yeah, that's right. I just, yeah, thank you.
We can certainly do that. So
Great, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So anyone else got any other questions?
I'm happy to move.
Anyone?
Oh, sorry. Oh, you've got.
Old businesses.
Gotcha.
The only other question I've got is, proceeding to consultation with stakeholders and affected residents. So affected residents are pretty easy to identify. A lot of the stakeholders will be the businesses around that intersection. Is there other means of identifying other stakeholders and getting them involved? There's probably innumerable members of the public who might want to have.
Alan's looking at those really just accounts. Alan?
Yep.
This particular consultation is quite a narrow and defined set of people that we engage with. We've already identified those specific properties. We've had pre-engagement with all of them so far, so we're ready to go. The specified effects of the bus shelters or other devices are for directly affected properties directly outside them. Those are the ones we are targeting.
Right.
And we have already spoken one-on-one with all of them. And we are going to go through a formal round with letters and further direct engagement.
And will this consultation be advertised publicly at all, or is it solely going to be targeted at affected?
There will be a public notice about it, yes.
So it is open to general public if
Well, we'll be putting the notice out saying this is occurring
Yeah.
from the next next little newsletter, for example, we say, look, this process is occurring, but for the specific engagement, it's for the directly affected properties.
Just,
I guess the question that I have is that, given that there's a group of shops here, there's a lot of people that
yeah,
go there but don't live there, go there to park.
So just to clarify though, it will be publicly notified.
Yeah.
Anyone can make a.
They can.
Right,
can
so they
expect-
can make a submission.
We can expect people that will be driving, there's a lot of people drive through this, expecting, although it's targeted, you're targeted.
Yep.
Directly affected, it is open to anybody else.
It is.
Give it a advice.
well, is it on the Let's Talk? It'll be going through that system?
Yes, I think so. Well,
Yes.
the joint consultation process, because of that
Yeah.
interaction with our roads and bus stops and things, yes.
Yeah, that's great, because I agree with Gavin, anyone wanting to pop in,
And the 44,000 other people that drive through that intersection every day.
yeah.
Some of them more than once though.
Yeah.
Well, lots of them probably. Okay, no other questions?
Quentin's still got his hand
Oh,
up.
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, like also touching on before, I'm just sort of concerned that this isn't really a particularly meaningful consultation. Yes, we need to do it to change the bylaw, but I fear this is going to be a lightning rod for because the Alliance or NZTA haven't actually consulted directly on the NZ Up design. This is going to be a lightning rod for all the frustrations and comments on the whole program, when really our ability to control or even change anything is virtually zero, given that everything is either within the control of NZTA and the Alliance or consequential to that. So I'm a little uncomfortable with it. I don't think we've got much choice because we have to change the bylaw to respond to the situation we're handed to. But I just haven't been given any options in the report, which is a requirement of the reports to provide options. And we don't really have any meaningful alternatives that will come out of the consultation, regardless of the feedback. So,
But there might be options as a result of the feedback. We're just going out for consultation.
Can I just mostly clear,
Yeah.
it's not true that NZ Up has not been consulted on. There's been a full public consenting process that anybody could be involved in. The actual physical design.
that was relating to the designations, not to the design of the
It's not
intersections.
simply, I don't think it's true that there's been no consultation and feedback. I think we'd be very clear, as we're calling it now, I think we'd be very clear. And this is a requirement of the bylaw before you can put in lines and markings. It's as simple as that. You may be uncomfortable about the lack of options, but the only option would be to not sign or mark the construction that's underway, which would make no sense at all. Sorry. That's why there are no options here.
I understand to that, yeah, through the business case optioneering, there's been a lot of consultation, and through the design period, quite detailed and focused consultation. We've had a lot of feedback, which has been fed into the design, etc. So that's where the optioneering's been done. Now we've got to the option we're building, and this is just a
Yeah, and
process we need to go through.
It's just that we haven't seen that, but it's happened on NZTA's side. Presumably.
There's a
Alliance
huge amount of work
is fine.
getting to this point. So, yeah.
No other questions, then we'll go to the resolution. The resolution is that the Infrastructure Committee note the contents of this report and approve changes. Queensland Lakes District Council to proceed. What are the changes? Oh, these changes. Let's see that in the report. Okay, approve the changes. That should be slightly different wordage, shouldn't it? Full
Changes.
Queensland Lakes.
I've got Queensland Lakes to proceed to public consultation. That's all we're approving.
I'll look at the original. Approve Queenstown Lakes District Council to proceed to public consultation jointly with the NZTA on proposed amendments to the QLDC traffic and parking 2018 bylaw as set out in attachment A. New traffic and parking restrictions will be enforced once marked and relevant bylaw is amended. Okay, you still happy to move that?
Yeah, it's out to consultation, and yeah, I'm happy to move.
Second it. Thank you, Cody. Any discussion?
No, I would just make the point, let's make sure that we make sure that it is a consultation that everybody understands they can participate. And I guess that's on our end if we're managing the Let's Talk thing, because I agree with Gavin. It will affect more than the businesses that are,
Yeah, continue to
Please tell
take
us.
the community with us.
Yeah.
With them.
so yeah, let's not be too targeted. Let's
Yeah,
be quite clear
agree.
than that.
Okay, no other discussion, all in favour?
Aye.
Quentin, are you in favour or are you abstaining?
No, I'll abstain.
Thank you. Well, that's carried. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That closes our meeting at the time of, whatever it is, 9:52.